the neighborhoods seemed to get anointed of authenticity, and that we were actually part of the front line of all this. Rather quickly, we were doing shows and kind of playing with a lot of our idols and stuff at the time, but we entered the WBCN Battle of the Bands at a time when it was a very low budget, just a small cash reward and no sponsors. But we won that, and we won over one of our favorite bands called La Peste at the time. And so at that point, it seemed like we could comfortably feel like, okay, we're kind of here. Let's start to live up to our potential. And that was when trips to New York and down the East Coast started to happen, and we would play with other touring bands a lot. I remember playing with the Dead Kennedys at the Rat. It was the first time ever in Boston, and the Dead Kennedys in Boston, this was, there were 50 cops outside that night waiting for a riot. How dare you call yourselves the Dead Kennedys, coming to Boston. And it was one of those nights that everyone was ready for violence. It turned out to be just another great rock and roll night, but there was a lot of outrage attached to this music. There was a lot of how dare you? The Sex Pistols were out there, kind of spitting and just being outrageous, and so we were all kind of the bad guys. Here in Kenmore Square, just over the hill, I got beat up a lot. I got landed in the hospital twice, and 4 times was knocked out and laid out because we represented something that society thought was repugnant, and it was only a visual thing. They didn't understand it was just music and fashion. But I got my ass kicked a lot and bloodied, and there was a stain of blood in front of the Rat that was mine, where I lost almost 2 pints of blood when the disco kids across the street at Lucifer's decided to take me out. And that was one of those moments where, wow, this is not so easy, but what are you gonna do? I was in. Right now I'm playing in the Replacements, which was a big band of note for me, that they also kind of in their way redefined just how music could be done. And I saw them at the Rat, and it turned out to be one of their best shows that I ever saw. And it just kind of reiterated that you can do this a bunch of different ways, and you're free to make those personal decisions on how you want to do it. But at this point with the Replacements, I'm playing with them, and it's like just a dream gig because I love them so much. But Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day is also playing with us in this lineup, and a lot of people back then from around Boston say, you guys were Green Day 20 years before Green Day. And so I take that as kind of like a little pat on the back that, yeah, the DNA was there, and I'm happy we were 20 years early, and I had fun, and I have no regrets. I didn't make $1 million, but man, it was an awesome ride, and it's met a lot of my idols, and I'm still doing this shit. It's great.